stream. This is Jacob Cass 2024. We're gonna do my WWE SmackDown review. We will talk about what happened on SmackDown, and we will talk about AEW Dynamite, what happened on Wednesday, and then we'll talk about the news and rumors. Um, Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Let me know in the comments section you guys want to see more. Now my live stream gonna be like an hour and 10 minutes long. We will go through the entire show. SmackDown was kind of boring. There wasn't that much on this show. Very filler and few things happen. So we'll go through the and we'll talk about AEW Dynamite. Now SmackDown was pre-taped tonight because it was actually taped earlier because they're in Spain right now. WWE is doing their European tours, so they're in Europe right now. SmackDown is in Spain. So this show was taped earlier, and right now I'm watching it right now, but it's not pre-taped. It was taped earlier. They're in Spain. Over there, at a different time, like different daylight over there. So now I can't wait for what's gonna happen next week on Monday Night Raw. I can't wait for that. Maybe we'll see Roman Reigns. Maybe we'll see John Cena. Yeah.
Item number 2. Apparently, there are some people who have a problem with the fact that it's Roman Reigns Day, or that Roman Reigns is on the cover of a WWE 2K25 video game. One of these people, when it comes to being my friend,
Yeah.
is the best in the world. CM Punk. Unfortunately, it's not CM Punk Day. It's Roman Reigns Day. And it sure as hell not, nor will it ever will be,
Yeah.
Seth freaking Rollins Day.
Yeah.
Song. Now, if anybody has a problem
Just
with
listen.
the fact that I hate that freaking song, or that it's Roman Reigns Day,
Yeah.
or that Roman Reigns is on the cover of the WWE 2K25 video
Yeah.
game, then you can say it straight to the face of your tribal chief. It belonged to Italy because next week
Yeah.
your tribal chief will be. Hey, don't move. All you have to do is buy a plane ticket on Cheapo Airlines and fly over to Bologna. Next week, when Roman Reigns appears live on Smackdown, you can say anything you want straight to his face. And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler. Oh, yeah.
So Roman Reigns will be on SmackDown next week. So he's not gonna be on Raw this week. He's gonna be on SmackDown. I was hoping he would be on Raw, but yeah, we gotta like just let the attacks again. Alright. So next Friday they'll be in Italy. And then we got the return of Roman Reigns, who hadn't been on SmackDown since when's the last time he was on SmackDown? I'm not gonna count the vignette that he cut back in December. Last time he was on SmackDown was back in November. We're now in March. because Roman Reigns is a part timer. He worked less dates. I mean, he was on Raw when he beat Solo. Then he was in the Rumble, and he got taken out by Seth Rollins. He came back last week in Madison Square Garden. He hasn't been on SmackDown since November. We're now in March, so we'll see what there's Roman Reigns say. So he's not gonna be on Raw this week. Gonna be on SmackDown. What's he gonna say? Hopefully interact with someone. Oh, look at it. We got Jade Cargill with Liv Morgan. That's Friday. Jade Cargill first match since I think November. So wrestle Liv Morgan. I don't think we saw Naomi tonight. I don't think we saw Jade either. When are we gonna see them? How come they didn't tell that story? Isn't that weird? Anyway, we got Zelina Vega versus Piper Niven next Friday. So we got some women's matches on the card. Next Friday we got Braun Strowman and Jacob Fatu. Hopefully we end this feud and move on. Jacob Fatu gonna win here. He'll go over. So I guess the main event is the Street Profits and DIY for the tag team titles. Aren't they healed? Like, aren't the Street Profits healed? I'll just skip some of it.
As tag team titles. Now, get on the. Get free and here. Well, it's a jump once again. Oh, Dawkins finds a way. 2.99. The weakest kick out in history, but it's all meant to.
Very good match.
Two times tag team champions. 4 years, 2 months to wait to be back on top. And now they are on a new reign.
Two-time tag team champions after 4 years. That would ended the show here. Got the one a big moment here in Spain. Based on the storyline that we have with the Street Profits, this is the second title reign. The first title reign, I believe, was back in 2020. Well, wait, shouldn't there be 3-time tag team? I know that they were one tag team champion, and then they swapped out with the New Day in 2020 during the draft, and they were SmackDown tag team champion. So what, does that count like a one reign or something? I don't know. Well, other commentators said 2-time tag team champions. So first time in over 4 years that they've been champions. It was a very good match based on the storyline that we've been getting here. So since they aren't they heels or are they baby faces? I don't know. It felt like they were heels back at the Royal Rumble when they attacked them. And didn't they win as heels here? Isn't DIY heels? So either way, since they won the tag team titles, where do we go going into WrestleMania? Like, who are they gonna face? Are they gonna even defend it on WrestleMania, or are they gonna defend it on SmackDown? I think they should defend it on SmackDown because we only got like a few weeks of WrestleMania. There's not enough. It's not going to build up a feud with who. Now they did tease Santos Escobar and Legado del Fantasma, Santos, Humberto, and Angel Garza. Are we gonna get that match? Because they teased it earlier in the show, so we could see that. I get that what they're doing.
Starts hearing. Fire. So let's just say in a family emergency.
Alright, so I guess SmackDown's over.
Just jump. An ender pearl. Teleport you to wherever you throw. Yeah, right. In the ring and learning from who is or look
AEW Dynamite. Wait, hold on. Why did you say 12? Wait, why did you wait? I probably should change the video. Yeah, I forgot. It was the 12.
Eggshell cream, eggshell cream, maybe bone. Don't give me.
Alright. Alright, so, hold on. Make sure this is, right here. Why are you going so damn slow? What the hell? Hey, what the hell going on here? Alright, now let's go to the news and rumors on this show tonight.
We couldn't leave you without one more little bitty. Knowledge and not everyone had put that together, which but the way they did it.
Heading to AEW Dynasty, NXT and WWE Rock matches Greg Garden, New Japan Cup quarterfinals. Alright. TNA sacrifices once. Now these are the highlights that we got SmackDown tonight. Oh, now they show it. TNA sacrifice.
But yeah, we're probably gonna get.
Now, no interest in talking to anyone left the name of John Cena. Paul Heyman returned to the return of Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns returned. That's Grand City. Well, hold on. Now this is what we got on SmackDown here. God damn, I hate when it goes so goddamn slow. Hold on. Put my camera here. Alright, now let's talk about SmackDown. This is what we got on the show. The show opened up with LA Knight. Wait, yeah. LA Knight comes out. He's the new US champion. He won the belt last week from Nakamura. He comes out. He gets interrupted by Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso said he wants the title shot. He wants to make a name for himself. Beat Drew McIntyre, I think. I think it was last week or was it before that? I don't know. Well, I'm not sure I can remember. Maybe that was 2 weeks ago. I can't remember. But either way, he gets interrupted by Solo Sikoa and the Bloodline, Fatu, Tamatanga. They came out here. They brawled with them. Braun Strowman came out. We ended up getting a 6-man tag with the Bloodline against Jimmy, LA Knight, and Braun Strowman. Obviously, the babyfaces go over here. Braun Strowman got the pin for a team. He pinned Tamatanga because you can't pin Solo and you can't pin Jacob Fatu. He was protected. And after the babyface won here, we got Brawl. The Bloodline threw tall. Jacob Fatu he brutally attacked Braun Strowman after the match was over. He did it moonsault. He bit him to the barricade. Jacob Fatu being booked very strongly. He's still protected. He hasn't been pinned since being on the main roster. He's still being booked very, very strongly. I can't wait for next week. Hopefully, he beat Braun Strowman in a clean, decisive win. He should be up there to win the U.S. title because based on what we're seeing on TV, I think we will get that. Because I don't know who LA Knight is going to face. I don't know if he's going to be at WrestleMania. What big feud does he have? Maybe Carmelo Hayes, but he lost to Randy Orton. He's not doing anything. He lost to Randy Orton, so he's not doing anything. Based on what we're seeing here with the Bloodline, LA Knight, and they had a couple of interactions on this show in these past couple of months. So we could see that since LA Knight is the babyface, Jacob Fatu the heel, I think it makes sense to give it to Jacob Fatu. He actually deserves it. I'm more interested in seeing that. I hope we see that. Yes, Doubt the sixth man here. Jay Carter challenged Liv Morgan after this interview. We didn't see Naomi. We saw her backstage in the interview, but where's Naomi? Why did we tell that story? Is it really being lazy? Maybe they'll tell it next week. I don't know. Maybe we'll see Naomi come out and attack her after a match with Liv. I don't know. Yeah, I forgot we got Cody Rhodes was advertised to be on mid TV, but instead, as he came out to his entrance and Miz interrupted him, saying, "No, I want to say something to Cody." Cody takes out the Miz as he prepared to confront John Cena. He comes out, hits the crossroads, said, "Only person I want to talk to is John Cena." Man, this is lame. This is the best you can do for Cody Rhodes on SmackDown. I can't wait for Monday Night Raw. I cannot wait to see John Cena. John Cena for the first time as a heel on WWE television. We need John Cena on TV. He needs to start making these shows since they're on the road in Europe, since they're in these countries here. John Cena needs to make these shows more. I can't wait for the face to face on Raw with him and Cody. What's Cena gonna say? How the crowd gonna react to him? You know, it getting kind of difficult now. You know, Cody Rhodes cannot he cannot build up a feud by himself. He can't win a feud by himself. He needs Cena on the show. Now this was pretty much nothing because there's nothing for Cody Rhodes in this show. John Cena's a part time. He's not there every week, so Cody's out here cutting the same old shit, same old promos. Not interesting. Um, Tiffany Stratton brawl with Charlotte. Tiffany dives at Charlotte for the top. Charlotte beat B-Fab in a pretty quick match. And then we got a very good brawl with Tiffany and Charlotte. That might be the best thing in the feud because it's been kind of lame, kind of lackluster. We still got a few more weeks, so I'm glad that we're getting a brawl here. Glad we're getting people invested in this match. I'm glad we won the World WrestleMania. We had a great brawl with Fatu and Strowman. We had a very decent brawl with Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair. They have to build up to get invested. Um, we had Damian Priest versus Nakamura. Nakamura A's and Drew McIntyre beat down with Damian Priest. Drew McIntyre cut a very good promo. It was actually a vignette back there. It was very good. He talked about he wanted to get revenge for Damian Priest because he beat him at WrestleMania. He beat him at Classic Castle. He beat him at Money in the Bank. Even though CM Punk helped him all through the pay-per-view, but Priest was the one that pinned him and got the upper hand. But and then he talked about Priest threw him out of the Royal Rumble this year, and Priest eliminated him in the chamber. McIntyre was the first one to get eliminated in the chamber. This is also for Drew McIntyre to get revenge, or Priest could win it. I don't know. I think Drew McIntyre needs to win. He's been losing a lot lately, so I think McIntyre might he might get the win here. The build to feud very very good. We had Randy Orton versus Carmelo Hayes. Randy Orton came out with Mega Over. This is the first match since I think it was October. It might have been October or November. First down since November. The first match here. He came out here Mega Over. He had a very good match with Carmelo Hayes. Hit the RKO, wins. Kevin Owens stopped Randy Orton from punting Carmelo Hayes. And they had a very good brawl here. Is it going to be at WrestleMania? I'm not sure. It might be. Gunther was on the show. He made a surprise appearance. He invites Essam to face him in Berlin Showdown. Essam, one half tag team champion with Nathan Fraser. And he came out. They had a 10-minute match. Essam was over tonight here in Spain. Crowd loved him. Had a very good performance here against Gunther. Gunther got the win. He beat him clean. They're already building up a match with Jey Uso. Paul Heyman was on the show tonight. More announcement heard in the Indies. There's a Backlash in St. Louis, Missouri, Randy Orton's hometown, on May 10th. So May 10th, that's the Backlash pay-per-view after WrestleMania. They also announced Saturday Night Main Event on May 24th. And we got Backlash. I mean, we got NXT Battleground after that on May 25th. So we got like 3 pay-per-views. Well, 2 for the main roster. So Backlash, and then we got Saturday Night Main Event on May 24th. That's like a 3-week build for after Backlash. And then we got the NXT Battleground on May 25th. I'm glad that we're announcing these pay-per-views here. The more on SmackDown, new superstar sign. Now we did see Paul Heyman out there. Alright.
The night's yours. The look, that's on us. From rentals starting at $99.
Rewind to Dynamite.
Oh yeah, I can't remember where I went. Yeah.
Fucking Thurston. I know, I guess. So, yeah, because it doesn't feel like that long ago you were into you were.
I'm really happy to see them win this match, and I do hope that we get fresh new matches. Now, you mentioned, what do we see for WrestleMania? I don't know. Could they spice it up and put them on as a ladder match maybe?
Sure.
Maybe give us something exciting like a TLC. I don't know. They haven't done TLC matches in such a long time for.
Now this is TNA. We got Moose versus Jeff Hardy, Cora Jade, and Masa. Alright.
Appreciate you guys being here.
Paul Heyman addresses the return of Roman Reigns. Can't wait to see what he said next week on SmackDown. Now, she did talk about what happened with her and Naomi.
You pin somebody outside the ring, the match doesn't end. That person who got pinned has 60 seconds to return to the ring. So that was the big rule change. I like the match.
Well, now let's see what Salamato has to say. Two hours.
And Tito Santana was a great babyface in WWE for many years. He was never pushed as a top guy. Although I guess there was some discussion in '92 about possibly putting the title on him. But he got to wrestle in the main event. And he became the first man, televised anyway, because it aired on television in Barcelona, to pin The Undertaker. And let me tell you, when he pinned The Undertaker on that show, the place went crazy. Like, you need to see the reaction to the finish of that match, if nothing else. Like, they treated Tito like he was the conquering hero. And I believe that was The Undertaker's first loss. And I'll never forget the reaction. I was blown away the first time I saw that. So they were in Barcelona tonight. They had a great crowd tonight as well for Smackdown. Now, if you're wondering why the hell am I going live so early tonight, I caught Smackdown like many other people did earlier today using my trusty VPN, which you can too, by the way. I used my Express VPN, and I remembered that Smackdown was actually airing on Netflix at 3 o'clock this afternoon. And so I was able to watch the show, and I said, you know what? These 3-hour Smackdowns, man, they are the bane of my fucking existence. And so I know we're not going to get back to 2-hour Smackdowns until like June. But if there's anything I can do, at least tonight, and maybe we'll do it next week too if it's received well, but if there's anything I can do to not have to first go live to talk about what I'm sure is going to be a ho-hum Smackdown at 11:25 at night, I'm going to take it. But it looks like there were a lot of people who watched the show earlier today anyway, so we may a few of our regulars, but we got some people filing in. Coming into tonight, this stat is going to blow your mind because no matter how many times I hear about this, it's just hard to believe. But coming into tonight, the last time the Street Profits held tag team gold in WWE, you would have to go back to January of 2021. That is how long it has been since the Street Profits were tag team champions on Raw or SmackDown. And so that last week they announced that tonight they would be challenging DIY for the tag team title. They weren't even going to wait until WrestleMania to do some kind of multi-match. I guess they still can, but I thought maybe the Profits would finally win the belts at WrestleMania. They went and they announced the match for tonight. And I said it last week. If they don't win here, after all the opportunities that they've had, all the times they have gone in there and lost in the last 4 years, you may as well pack it up and go home. They had to win those tag team titles tonight from DIY. And in fact, the Street Profits did win the tag team titles, and the Street Profits are your new WWE tag team champions. And I said, hallelujah, because they had no other choice. They had no other choice. Now, look, if they would have waited until WrestleMania and had them win the titles there, that would have been fine. But the minute they announced this match, you can't send them out there, especially with this new attitude, right? This new air about them, and just have them lose again or have some kind of a schmoz finish. You can't do that. So that was really the story of the show because they closed with it. The only reason they closed with it was because they were giving us a title change. But it's about damn time that Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford win tag team gold. Now, where they go from here, is there some great plan? Is there some great, big match or program lined up for them? Probably not. I don't see what it could possibly be. But at least they got gold that they have been desperately longing for. We also had one half of the NXT tag team champions making a special appearance on the show tonight because they were in his home country. For those of you who do not know, Axiom is from Madrid. And so they had a kid on the show tonight, and he was actually in the ring with the World Heavyweight Champion, Gunther, who made a special appearance on Smackdown and is feeling more and more by the week like Alberto Del Rio or Dolph Ziggler or any of those World Heavyweight Champions that we saw 15 years ago. When they had they had a big gold belt, and they would appear, it was a SmackDown belt back then, now it's a Raw belt. But back then, you'd have the SmackDown World Champion sometimes in the second match of the night on Monday night. Just another match on the card. Just to really drive home the point of who the secondary champion was. And it feels more and more by the week. I mean, we already know what the secondary title is. The top title of the company is held by Cody Rhodes. The top title of the company is going to headline night 2 of WrestleMania. The top title of the company is very likely going to John Cena at WrestleMania. We know this.
Yeah, I have a feeling too because John Cena has been advertised for Saturday Night Main Event on May 24th. He's gonna be on that show. I think he's gonna wrestle. I don't want to see him in a segment. Or if they do like a contrast on it, like they did with Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes on the last Saturday Night Main Event. But I am confident that this Saturday Night Main Event, that this Saturday Night Main Event, yeah, I think John Cena is going to wrestle on that pay-per-view on May 24th. I think he will. I think he had to because I think that, well, it's not after WrestleMania, like after Backlash, we got that, so, yeah.
But I mean, the least you could do is try not to make it feel so much like a secondary title. But there he was. And I enjoyed the match. Gunther and Axiom had a hell of a little match there tonight. But boy, when I saw him walk out there in the middle of the show and I see who he's in the ring with, and I'm like, man, World Heavyweight Champion, huh? Going to headline night 1 of WrestleMania. I'm not so sure about that.
I get why he was on the show to get him, to have a big match here to get Axiom over in his hometown, but really? That was it? I was hoping to see Jay, so, but I guess not.
Well, yes, we did get a very special match tonight between Gunther and Axiom that was probably the highlight of the entire show, honestly. But the other thing that is going to have a lot of people talking, and they were very brief, and we don't know for sure. It's a lot of people assuming things, but we had 2 very brief vignettes, not even acknowledged by the announcers. I think it was coming out of a commercial break. One that looked like it was very likely for the impending debut of one Rey Fenix. And the other one that may well be for the impending debut of Aleister Black. Although there was nothing in that one, like there was no real hard piece of evidence in that one to really point to who it was for. But that's not going to stop people from assuming. It's not going to stop me from assuming, because that was the first thought that I had too. We may have just gotten the first hint of these two impending arrivals here in WWE, although this does not mean that they're both going to be on SmackDown. But we'll talk about what it looked like, what form it took here on this show. We're going to go through this entire show as we have more people filing in here. Again, a little on the earlier side. This is your Friday night SmackDown review for Friday, March 14, 2025. I am the Solomonster. Why is Solomonster a punk hater? Why does he hate punk so much? What did he ever do to him?
Need to change.
There you go. Is that Fire Panda? That's our pal Fire Panda. That is our pal Fire Panda here, dropping a $48 super chat. Amazing.
So,
Hey, shout out to Joe McCann in the chat. Hey, Joe, I'd like for you to do me a favor, Joe. Joe, I'd like for you to explain to me, because Joe has a very interesting comment here. Joe says, so you are blowing it for everyone who didn't get to watch. Now, Joe, I don't know how old you are. I don't know how educated you are. I don't know if you're at school. I don't know. Bypass school. I have no idea. Let me ask you a question. How exactly am I blowing it? How am I blowing it? You chose to be here, Joe. You're here right now, Joe.
I said it on my channel for a couple.
You chose to come in here. There's nothing in the thumbnail. There's nothing in the title. I didn't put anything in there to spoil anything.
I prefer
you are here right now because you wanted to be here. And if you don't want to be here, Joe, we got one message for you. Go fuck yourself. There you go. So everybody say goodbye to Joe. It was nice knowing you. Like and subscribe if you would like to drop a super chat. Super chats are open, as you saw from our pal Fire Panda. I appreciate that very much. Also, and again, look, if you want to check out the show, so we'll do Sporkle quiz. Basically, go to Sporkle, was it Sporkle.com? I don't know, whatever it is. And we, in the past, have done a couple of WWE show tonight. And they were showing different stars arriving, including Randy Orton, who had his wife with him, and Paul Heyman, who was playing with a soccer ball. Or is it a football? I should probably say football. Playing with a football on his way into the arena. So then it was out live into the arena, and the arrival of the brand new United States champion, LA Knight, who came out to a monster pop here at the beginning of the show. And he got into the ring, and they serenaded him with the Ole Ole chant. Just Joe doesn't like Solomon, so what am I going to do? I don't want to pick on Joe. He probably gets picked on enough as it is. So Big Jim, Jimmy Uso, makes his way out to the ring. He interrupted this here. And Jimmy said he was desperate. Said his road to WrestleMania is running short. He's getting tired of these speed bumps popping up. And the only way to start his road to WrestleMania is to challenge LA Knight right here in Barcelona. And I quote, and I hope that they did not edit this out on the USA Network version. But he said he wants to challenge him for the US tag titles. I hope he's not drinking again. I sincerely hope not. I certainly hope he's not drinking any of this real American beer. That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said. And he wasn't the only person to either forget his line or flub his line there, because they were interrupted by Solo Sikoa, who came out with Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu behind him. And he stood in the aisleway, he had a microphone in his head. And he said that if there's anybody that deserves a U.S. title shot, that man should definitely be Jacob Fatu. A few weeks ago, he stole the pin. He's talking to LA Knight now. He stole the pin, which is the only reason that title didn't come to them. Then he looked at Jimmy in the ring. and he stumbled over his words when he went to go ask him to do him a favor and step aside, since he's the failure of the family. Jimmy said his biggest failure was trusting him as a little brother. And even more than that, the bigger failure was him losing the Ula Fala for Roman Reigns. So the heels ended up in the ring and had the baby faces down 3-on-2 until Braun Strowman, he rumbled on down to the ring. He caught Fatu with a thrust as Fatu came leaping off the second rope. Jimmy took out Solo with a super kick. They wiped out Tamatanga, and Strowman clotheslined Fatu out of the ring. So here comes Nick Aldis. And he walks out.
Oh, it's a direction to be fucked.
David Theory says, I have a message. I have a message for Joe also. Off is the direction you can find. This is the follow-up response. It works so well, doesn't it, David? Roman Reigns. Thank you, David, and thank you, David. We have two Davids, actually. We have David Fearing, and we have David one. So we had the Strowman Express, and he mows down Solo outside. He mows down.
Yeah, we had Strowman, the blonde Strowman. The Strowman Express. Woohoo! Woohoo! Hey! Oh, Jesus, man. The Strowman Express. Man, Braun Strowman, what is he? He didn't really done on SmackDown besides Wrestle Jacob Fought too. These two have been feuding since January, since they had the Saturday Night main event. That was back in January, since they've been feuding. And then he eliminated Jacob in the Rumble. They've been going there. They had these multiple matches on SmackDown, tag team matches. I hope that we have Jacob beat Strowman and maybe go after LA Knight, because LA Knight did not have an opponent. Now, since LA Knight is involved with the Bloodline, I hope that Jacob fought to a Hattery. I think it just makes sense. Kind of who we gonna face. I would think Carmelo Hayes, but he lost to Randy Orton, so it can't be him. And you can't get him a win. He ain't beating Jacob Fatu. It's not gonna be Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest, and they have a separate feud that can be 1-on-1. So I think it had to be Jacob Fatu. We could get Jimmy Uso involved, maybe. We'll have to wait and see.
Down Jacob, he mows down Tama. LA Knight took out Solo outside with a basement drop kick through the ropes to the floor. Jimmy hit a tope that sent Fatu sailing over the announce desk. And back in the ring, Strowman put Tamatanga away with a running power slam to win it for the babyface. Solo Sikoa, though, gets back in the ring. And he takes down Strowman with a Samoan spike. LA Knight, he drags Solo out of the ring, clotheslines him over the barricade, they fight into the crowd. Meanwhile, Jacob Fatu, he recovers, right? He got knocked over the announce desk, okay, and landed on the floor. So now he has recovered and runs by himself. He runs back down to ringside, where by now Braun Strowman is back up and he's licking his wounds and he's standing conveniently. And he comes out and he said, well, I mean, he said he wanted the U.S. tag team titles, but let's forget that for a second. He told LA Knight, I'm desperate. My road to WrestleMania hasn't begun. I want to fight you. I want to challenge you for the United States Championship. So maybe the play, since they seem to be trending towards a lot of triple threat matches on this WrestleMania card this year, maybe the idea is that LA Knight is going to end up defending the U.S. title in a triple threat match. And that triple threat match may involve Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu. Then you could always throw in Solo Sikoa and make it a four-way, but I'm thinking, since he seems to be very deferential to Solo lately, like Solo's going to hold the title. Solo's going to get the spot.
I don't know why. And I don't think we need all these triple threat matches. I'm not a fan of these multi-man matches. We should only have 2 triple threat matches, and that's it. Because it just makes sense, just based on what we're getting on Raw, you know. It makes sense to do Bianca and Rhea and Io. And then Roman, Punk, and Rollins. I think those should be your 2 triple threat matches. We don't need one for the U.S. title. Maybe you should make it a fatal 4-way. I think I'm okay with that. Just make it a fatal 4-way or something. Jeez.
Maybe that's the match. Maybe it's not Jacob and Solo in Las Vegas.
See,
maybe it's a 3-way match.
I mean, think about
So we'll see.
me. I wonder who can win this
Turn
match.
off my screen.
We don't that care
Take
about
it up half the
Van
screen,
Molen,
man. Oh,
if Roman
I
Reigns
should
being
have kept it there.
champion,
He was protecting me from Reba as soon as he left. Look at that. He's like my guardian angel. He's like my
Because
security.
if
As soon as I got rid of him, Reba pops out.
might do the best I
Good
could.
Lord. Not Boris has just subscribed. See, I wonder if that's Joe under a different name. Hey Nathan, what's going on? Welcome to the channel, brother. Again, if you're joining late, your eyes do not tag me with Bianca Belair and Naomi, right? The days of their lives in the ring, crying, tears streaming down their face. Naomi revealing that yes, I was the one who attacked Jade. And then as Bianca is leaving, of course, she says, "You ungrateful bitch." Jade comes out, lays out Naomi for the second time in a week. So we finally got the admission from Naomi that she was the culprit. But it was perfect because consider who Naomi is married to. Naomi is married to Jimmy Uso, which means Rikishi is her father-in-law. And of course, Rikishi is well known for an angle on Raw many years ago where he stood in the middle of the ring and he said, "I did it." He ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin. "I did it for The Rock." So we had Naomi, his daughter-in-law, on the show last week, standing in the middle of the ring saying, "I did it. I attacked Jade." And if you want to see the stuff of nightmares, okay, this right here is what the term nightmare fuel was created for. I don't know who put this together. I don't know. I don't know who put this together. Okay, truly, I'm going as if I needed a hand. That's the Metaphor girls from NXT, which I talked about a few weeks ago. Or anybody else, somebody currently on the main roster. I don't know who that would be. It could be a good way for them to call. BFAB manages to, and she didn't do. You can't pick her out. Like, which one looks like Charlotte? I mean, Charlotte is pretty distinguishable. She got the long blonde hair. She's pretty tall. Would have benefited from spending more time down in NXT. And honestly, they don't run very many house shows anymore. I don't know if she's at the PC, if she's continuing to train. I don't know. But I thought in this match, she looked good. You know, it looked great, but she looked good. We only got a chance to see her as far as like basic stuff.
I'm okay with that. I actually like doing
but I thought she looked good for the time that she was given it.
I am
The angle, I like the angle. I like the way that they extended the brawl into the opening of the next segment. That was different. That was different. That was fun. And this was, I think, exactly what they needed to do because the last few weeks, it's been very basic, very like flat, you know, what they've done with these two women. So this woke the crowd up. This had the crowd, you know, loud. They had to separate them literally 5 or 6 times. They leave Ms. TV. Sing along with Cody Rhodes. He's already been interrupted by Tiffy time, he says. Cody, round of applause, because I was dreading this fucking segment. Ms. TV, I don't even know why they bother with this shit anymore. Thankfully, we didn't have to worry about Ms. TV this week. Cody takes the microphone. He kept it short and sweet. He said that he doesn't want to talk to the Miz. He doesn't want to talk to anybody else unless their name is John Cena. If he can find it worth his time to join us, John, on the road to WrestleMania next Monday, just know I'll be there too. Which, of course, we already knew because on Monday night they said that John Cena will be on Raw next week and Cody Rhodes will be under the same roof with him for the first time since Elimination Chamber. So we didn't learn anything new here in this segment. He just basically regurgitated what they told us on Monday night. So this was a waste of time. But for the fans in Barcelona, more so a waste of time for us. For the fans in Barcelona, for the fans in the building that night, they got to see the WWE champion, right? They didn't get to see The Rock. They didn't get to see John Cena, but they got to see Cody Rhodes. So they were happy.
Yeah.
Now, as far as Cena's return this Monday, again, I don't know. I would imagine they aired the same commercial here during the U.S. feed that is still currently on USA right now. But I'm watching the feed earlier on Netflix. They go to commercial, and they aired an ad for Raw this Monday where they showed some highlights of John Cena's heel turn from the Elimination Chamber and the post-show press conference. And they showed Triple H at the press conference, who was talking about the angle that night. This is in the commercial to hype up Monday Night Raw. This aired on the show tonight. They used a clip of Triple H in this commercial where he said, he's talking about John Cena now. He says, I don't know what he will do as a heel. This is how they're promoting Raw this Monday night. Well, John Cena is a heel now. No telling what he's going to do on the show because he's a heel. All the people who got really upset at that actress, Damaris, right? Damaris Jackson, I think her name is,
Jacob
for quote unquote exposing the business at AEW Revolution. I heard this in this commercial, and I had flashbacks when Vince Russo was booking WCW. And there was a pay-per-view, and I don't remember which pay-per-view it was. But it was something involving Goldberg and Russo, and they were feuding at the time. And they were talking about the script in the commercial, the hype of right? He didn't follow the script. And I was like, the douche chills. Even to this day, when I come across that clip, that just all over my body. Ugh. When I'm watching the actual wrestling show, there are certain things that we should never hear about. Okay? Yes, kayfabe is dead, and social media, and everybody, we already know that. Okay, but when I'm watching the show, I don't want to hear about heels and baby faces on the show talking about heels and baby faces. I don't want to hear about a script. I don't want to hear any of that stuff. And it's the company putting this out. Why they would focus on Triple H and that clip in their commercial for the show, I have no idea. I don't know. It did not sit well with me. Very strange. But as far as Raw Monday night, it's all about that John Cena promo. It's that first John Cena promo. What's he going to come out to? Is he going to come out to his current music? Is he going to come out to the Doctor of Thugonomics? Is he going to come out to something completely new? Is he going to come out to the music he wanted to use in 2012? The new track that he laid down that he never got to use. I don't know. What's he going to look like? What's he going to say? What's the explanation going to be?
I hope we get an explanation. I hope he says something. I hope we have new music and new theme song. I don't want to hear the same old John Cena. I don't want to see that t-shirt. I don't want to see him wearing those shorts. I don't want to see that. Maybe he'll come out to a suit. Maybe he'll wear a suit, or maybe he'll look like The Rock. Maybe we'll get maybe the bait and switch. Maybe it's The Rock. Well, we should see John Cena. I hope we do. Now, is it gonna open the show, or is it gonna main event the show? Maybe it'll be the middle of the show, but it should have to open the main event because this is a big deal.
After 20 years, he sold his soul to The Rock.
John Cena, we even had
to find out, I hope, on Monday. Maybe not.
But
there are certain things that I'm looking for and I'm hoping for. I don't know if we're going to get a face-to-face with him and Cody. I don't know if Cody's going to try to come at him. And Adam Pearce is going to have an army of security to keep them apart. I don't know. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see his first John Cena promo on Monday night. That is going to be must-see TV. And if you did miss the Raw review on Monday, I should say that people have been asking, like, what's the plan? Because it's going to air live on Netflix at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And you're not going to need a VPN for that. I'm going to watch the show live on Monday, and the plan right now is to go live probably around 8 o'clock. Instead of waiting until, 10:30, 11 o'clock like we do every Monday. I'm not going to go live right after, but probably around 8 p.m. So you guys can go have dinner, you can, have a quickie with your girlfriend, whatever you want to do. Grab a snack, and then we'll go live on the YouTube channel around 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday night. So that is the plan. Cena did not follow the script, bro. Yeah, bro. He didn't follow the script, bro. This is wrestling, bro. You are here and your hands free. That's all I care about. By the way, we had Nakamura wrestling on this show. Remember last week when all of those engagement farming accounts online said that Nakamura lost the U.S. title last week to LA Knight because his brother died And so he was in mourning, and he was probably going to take time off, even though he doesn't have a brother, to my knowledge. And the person who died was a friend of his who happened to be a fellow wrestler that he looked at as like an older brother. He said, like an older brother. This somehow turned into Shinsuke Nakamura's brother died. And so he probably has to go away and mourn for a while. So we may not see him. The next week, he's in a fucking match on this show. That's why I say, don't listen to random Twitter accounts. Wrestle Votes is one thing. Wrestle Votes is a completely different thing among all of these other stupid accounts that are out there. And so it was. Damian Priest, one-on-one against... Before we get into this, we had a segment. Very brief. But it will be one of the more talked about segments on the show tonight, coming out of this show. I'm going to throw a photo up here on the screen for you, because this is a screenshot, okay, from this vignette that aired. No text, no message. But this is one of the images that we saw. Now, clearly, and this is not the best image to show you, but in the vignette, it was very clear. You see the red background, and there's smoke, and there was some lightning in it as well. We had the silhouette of a new superstar coming soon. They didn't say to Smackdown. They didn't say to Raw. The guy was clearly wearing a mask. And it sure looked like the first teaser for the impending arrival of Rey Fenix. So it looks like he is on his way sooner than later, before WrestleMania. I would be surprised, honestly, if they put him and Penta on different brands. But if they want to push him as a single, I actually think that would be really smart to keep them apart. But we just don't know. You know, just because they aired this on SmackDown does not mean that this man is going to SmackDown. For all we know, they could air this same vignette on Raw this Monday, and then it doesn't mean anything. He could pop up on any show, and they may air this on NXT for all we know. We don't know.
Some people think,
but it sure did feel like this. I mean, just right there. There it is. Right, rising from the ashes, Phoenix. And even if that isn't, if Phoenix is great. Like in the ring, the things he can do, he's a very flashy, very dynamic in-ring performer who will get over, I think, based on the in-ring. Whereas Penta, it's not just about his in-ring. Penta just has a charisma that we don't see out of Phoenix when we see him on TV. With Phoenix, it's more, I guess, like on either brand. I don't necessarily want to see Phoenix or Penta, more so than Phoenix, toiling away in the tag team division if we can be doing stuff with him as a single, which we really didn't get in AEW. He was in AEW for 5 years, coming out of Lucha Underground, where he was this big star. Not as a partner of Rey Fenix, as Pentagon Jr., Pentagon Dark. And in AEW, by and large, I mean, not that he didn't have any singles matches, but he wasn't pushed as a single. He was a tag team guy. And we never got that singles run. So I would hate to see the singles run come to an end now. Maybe they separate them out. But keeping them, if that's the plan, on separate brands, that would be the smart way to go with it. So in this match here, with Priest and Nakamura, we got 2 commercial breaks. Nakamura stays on top of Priest with a chin lock. As Priest fights back to his feet, he goes after Nakamura with some strikes, catches him with a boot, followed by a Falcon Arrow. That led to Nakamura taking a breather on the outside.
Look at this.
Doesn't last long. Priest is in hot. McIntyre and Nakamura, they exchange looks briefly, and then Nakamura leaves. The crowd is chanting for CM Punk, apparently not realizing what day of the week it is. McIntyre throws Priest outside, then into the barricade, and then into another barricade. McIntyre spots Damian Priest has pulled himself back into the ring, and this angers him. And so McIntyre runs back down, gets into the ring, he wipes him out with a Claymore kick. And then he drops down and he starts yelling at Priest. You screwed me. This whole year took advantage of every one of my moments. I have nothing now but making your life a living hell. You see, this is what happens when you screw him out of the World Heavyweight Championship. This is what happens when you eliminate him from the Royal Rumble. This is what happens when you eliminate him from the Elimination Chamber. And this is what happens when you take away this man's goal, his dream of headlining WrestleMania and getting back his championship. He's turning it right back around on Damian Priest. You get a receipt. You get a receipt. You hear that, Travis Scott? This was Damian Priest's receipt. He's going to make his life a living hell every week between now and WrestleMania.
Yeah.
So that's what Damian Priest found out. So, yeah, look, the build has begun. We all have known for a while now that this is going to be the match. This is going to be the direction for WrestleMania. We'll see if McIntyre's social media trolling and his promos can help sort of elevate this to a level beyond just sort of basic feud, which is what it feels like right now. I don't think that Damian Priest can match wits with him on the mic. He's not a bad promo, but he's not Drew McIntyre. McIntyre just completely elevated his game to a whole different level last year. And so you put him and CM Punk in like promo battles together, he more than held his own. I don't think Priest is quite at that level. But maybe, maybe we can get some fun back and forth between these two on the road to Vegas. In the back, Chelsea Green was flanked by her Secret Service, which now includes Alpha Fire along with Piper Niven. Zelina Vega pops in. She says that she's looking to become the new United States champion. But Piper interjects and says that she's got to go through the band to get to the champion. And Vega accepts and says that after next week, Chelsea and the title are all
where we
hers.
were 5 years ago.
We had Randy Orton
We were 5 years ago.
against Carmelo Hayes. This was Randy Orton's first singles match since October when he wrestled Javon Evans on NXT. Corner, and then he rammed him, posted, signaling for the RKO. Hayes shoved off, though, nailed the first 48, but then Orton kicked. How entertaining, but the man never wins a match. He can't win a match to save his life. Carmelo Hayes is suffering from the same thing right now on Smackdown. So when it was over, Orton picked him up. He wanted a handshake. Melo shoved him away, and so Orton rocked him with another RKO. And then Orton had another idea.
We
The
could
voices.
be
started
looking
talking
at
to
Jacob Ford too, taking that time.
And he got
Based on
Hayes
what
in
we're seeing here,
position.
we
for
could be
the
looking at
punt.
Jacob Ford.
Backed
Are we looking
up
at
into
Jacob
the corner. When he came
I
charging
don't see
toward
a
though, Hayes wasn't there. He wasn't there
I don't know
because
if we get
Kevin
here
Owens
or be a four-way.
pulled
I don't
Carmelo
know.
Hayes out of the
I don't
ring.
know
Where the
Jacob
fuck
Ford
did this
won
guy
title.
come from? Why is he coming out now?
I
He
think
comes
Jacob
out
Ford
after the
won
match.
this title.
So he pulled him out of the ring. Orton goes outside after Owens, who sent Orton
I
into the
hate
ring post,
Steve Morgan, man.
and then
I said
Owens
they are
escapes
fucking
into
lazy.
the crowd. So
They
I
are
thought this
fucking
was
lazy.
very weird. That Owens shows up only after the match and does so to save Carmelo Hayes, and then he just leaves. So it just felt like they had to come up with a way to get him on the show, and this is what they came up with. I'm more interested, honestly, in the announcement they made earlier today that Backlash is coming, not to the Tokyo Dome. Sorry, Dave, or all the people who thought that it was going to Mexico City. I'm telling you, man, Wessel Boats is just a menace. So it's not going international this year. Backlash is coming to St. Louis, Missouri. So they had Randy Orton in the video on the WWE Twitter account. Obviously, St. Louis hometown guy, make the announcement that Backlash is coming to St. Louis on May 10th. And that has to be, the main event has to be Randy Orton against John Cena. How could it be anything else? How could it be anything else? The only other thing it could be is Randy Orton challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. But you've got John Cena as a heel. I don't want John Cena as a heel for 6 weeks. I want John Cena as a heel for 6 months.
Yeah, I agree. John Cena should be. This match should not end clean. This should end the fuck finish. It should be a heel way. John Cena's a heel. He's to win by cheating. It should be a fuck finish. You do a clean finish. Well, if you do a clean finish, then Cody can't get a rematch. Like, you can't continue the feud. Unless they give it a screwy finish or a fuck finish. John Cena wins by cheating because he's a heel. And then him and Cody get a rematch. Maybe they can add Randy Orton and make it a triple threat match. That'll be interesting. But John Cena should beat Cody Rhodes like that, then John Cena, it's going to be John Cena and Randy Orton. What did Cody Rhodes do? Or we could get a triple threat match. Either way, I'm fine with either one. I think Randy Orton can be more over babyface. Now, don't tell me John Cena's just gonna turn heel to get Cody Rhodes over, and then we go back to being a babyface. And what the whole point of that? That'll be a waste. You cannot waste this heel turn. John Cena should be a heel going into SummerSlam. I don't see John Cena be a heel for 6 weeks just to put over Cody Rhodes. And if that's the case, what the whole point of that? What the whole point of him turning heel? You cannot waste a heel turn that we have waited for 20 years. I have a lot to say. You cannot waste a heel turn you waited for 20 years. Jesus Christ, man. I'm hoping that John Cena stays heel at least until SummerSlam. Maybe if he wins the title, he'll face Randy Orton at Backlash, or we could get a triple threat match with John Cena, Cody Rhodes, and Randy Orton, and we could get John Cena and Randy Orton at Saturday Night's main event. Because John Cena's advertised for that show has been reported, so he'll be on those 2 pay-per-views. It makes sense. I hope that does the wrestling, because I think it has to be, because who else is Cody Rhodes going to feud with? He's a feud with on the 2 top stars, Cena and Orton. Yeah.
I'll even take 4 months. So I'm hoping this heel turn goes beyond WrestleMania. And if John Cena is going to win the title, and frankly, even if he doesn't, but it works even better if he does. And we have a heel WWE champion, John Cena. John Cena as a heel defending that title in the main event in St. Louis against Randy Orton in front of those people, his people. That's your main event for Backlash. It shouldn't be anything else. And that way you could also get that, I presume it would be the last John Cena-Randy Orton match, which we have to get at least once this year. Like, it's just the perfect main event for that show.
Yeah. If not, if it isn't, then I'd be okay with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, but they're both baby faces, and who's actually supposed to get cheered? Who is actually gets over it? They're both baby faces. Cody Rhodes and John Cena will only make sense if Randy Orton turns heel and hit the RKO on Cody Rhodes and tell their story. That it will make sense. You can't do 2 baby faces. Who's actually gets over? And who's actually going to cheer for? Is it going to be a friendly match, friendly competition? And Cody Rhodes win with a clean, kind of lame finish, but that's not interesting. I'd rather see John Cena win the goddamn title. Heel John Cena against babyface Randy Orton. I'm interested in seeing that. I mean, even though I don't really care for Cena Orton, but it's just Cena's last year, so we're gonna have to get Cena Orton. I think John Cena winning. Maybe The Rock will come in. He'll get involved. He might screw Cody Rhodes and break his heart and kill his dream because Cody broke The Rock's heart by saying "go fuck yourself" at the Chamber, and The Rock gonna break his heart. John Cena as a heel, he's to win by cheating. He's to screw Cody Rhodes in somewhat, with either by cheating some way or with The Rock coming in and helping him. That's what's happening at WrestleMania. It should. There has to be a bad ending on WrestleMania. You can't give it 2 good endings. You can't give it 2 happy endings. I think the happy ending is Jey Uso winning the world title, and the other one is Cody Rhodes getting screwed over again. You ain't gonna give it 2 happy endings, and you can't give it 2 bad endings. The happy ending is Jey winning that world title, and the bad ending is Cody Rhodes getting screwed over, and we get the heel going over because it's been that way for a while, WrestleMania, just like last year, how we had the heels and The Rock and Roman Reigns go over, and Cody Rhodes got the happy ending.
Title or not, but the title obviously would make it better. The title would take it to a whole other level, especially in front of those fans. So that's the main event.
A lot of people are saying there's no way we're getting the happy ending.
In the back, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga were psyching up Jacob Fatu and telling him to run the play. Jacob then cut a promo screen, and there was smoke. And then the number 4 appeared. That was it. Literally, that was it. There was nothing, there were no other hints or clues or anything else. Of course, the first thing people were talking about, though, Aleister Black. It has to be for Aleister Black. He's coming back. Yes, he's coming back. I'm sure he's coming back. But there was literally nothing else in this vignette to give any indication of who this would be for. I thought the same thing. Because your mind immediately goes to, when you see vignettes like this, your mind goes to, who are like the top free agents out there right now? Well, it just so happens that Tony Khan let a whole bunch of people go. One of them is already in NXT. And then you have Aleister Black, and you have Miro, and you have Rey Fenix. I promise you this wasn't for Miro. Although I expect him to come back too at some point. 4 can mean anything. 4 can mean that it's 4 weeks before we get the debut of whoever this person is. We'll find out, because if we come to SmackDown next week and then there's another one that says 3, then we know it's a countdown of some kind. And whoever it's going to be is going to debut probably that second week in April. So it won't take very long to find out if that's what it is. Black ending up on SmackDown would make sense to me, because Zelina Vega is on the show. He's going to go to either show. That would be one. I mean, that's not a guarantee. Yeah, you got Ludwig Kaiser on Raw, and you got Timothy Stratton on SmackDown. So it's not like every couple was, paired off on the same show. But I do think it probably makes it more likely, which would take him out of any possibility of having any affiliation with the Judgment Day. Because Dominic Mysterio, he's been teasing a new member now for weeks and weeks. Finn Balor keeps saying no. And there's been a lot of talk about maybe Aleister Black, being the new leader of the Judgment Day, trying to reform the group in some way. Maybe we get Black and Balor at WrestleMania. I don't know how likely that is. That would be a Raw thing. That would not be a SmackDown thing. But it's smart. We have 2 different vignettes now. It's going to get people talking all week long. Who is it? Who's it for? Where are they going? What are they going to do with this person? They're on SmackDown. Who are they going to feud with?
And it was shocking. It was awesome. It was a
But literally, they did not give us any other indication or clue in this video about who this is. He may end up back in WWE. And had to be there. So that was the reason that he was on the show tonight. He's from Europe, so he felt compelled to be there. He's going to be in Europe every week for the next 3 weeks, but this was his rationale for being on the show tonight. And he says, I do wish, though, that it would have started in Madrid. So the people booed. He shifts his focus to Jey Uso. Says the people love him, but in the ring, that...
Google steel tracksuit in incognito mode. Use DuckDuckGo, a real private browser.
All right, now let's watch JD from New York. Let's see what he has to say about this.
I'll be watching Raw with the rest of you, and I'll be live at 5:30 when the show goes off the air. So a little bit of a time switch on Monday. We won't need a VPN on Monday. Netflix is going to be showing the Raw episode from Brussels at 3 p.m. Eastern. But for Friday, I may have to invest at least for the next 2 weeks, because I know it's not going to be the last time that WWE this year goes international with Friday Night SmackDown. As far as the show tonight, man, I thought it was a good show. There is still just this feeling of unimportance on Friday Night SmackDown, even though the crowd aided quite a bit in the show feeling different and a little bit more exciting than normal, because the crowds here in the States largely fucking blow, and the international crowds, like tonight in Barcelona, Spain, they brought the fire, and they were excited for basically everything. You could throw anybody out there, and they were over as fuck tonight on Friday Night SmackDown. I enjoyed the show to an extent. I enjoyed the energy of tonight's show, but I still can't sit here and tell you that Friday Night SmackDown is where it needs to be, because it's not. And if I did tell you it was, I'd be lying. It was a good show for the environment and the country that they were in. It's going to be like this for the next 2 weeks until SmackDown gets back here to the States. So let's enjoy the energy, because normally this is not the type of energy that we're getting on a regular Friday night. But I did enjoy, for the most part, what we saw tonight. New Tag Team Champions, Street Profits defeated DIY, Johnny Gargano, and Tommaso Ciampa to regain those WWE Tag Team Championships. And I genuinely don't know where we are going into WrestleMania with those championships, or if those championships will even be defended at WrestleMania. I know there are a lot of teams vying for those championships. Basically, all the teams on Friday Night SmackDown have been in a circle joke of drama. I was going to say circle jerk of drama. I guess joke works in this context as well. Circle jerk of drama. DIY, the Profits, the Machine Guns, Pretty Dead, and Los Garza with Santos Escobar. I don't know where they're going. but DIY now has come and gone twice as tag team champions. I don't know where we go from here, but we could finally be on the road to getting Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano separated. I don't know if that's the right deal right now, being that the division is pretty weak. But with the miscue tonight, I can't imagine that Tommaso Ciampa is going to be too pleased with the actions of Johnny Gargano. We could very well see heel Ciampa in all of his glory again, and babyface Johnny Gargano. I don't know what is the deal there, but it resulted in the Street Profits winning the tag team championships. I can't tell you I'm terribly excited about what's going on there. I can't really sit here and tell you that I'm blown away by the, oh my God, storytelling that's coming out of the tag team division. They needed a change. They made that change, and the Profits were the right team to do it because they have the most momentum out of all the teams right now in the tag team division, and that includes relatively new Motor City Machine Guns. So I think that was the right choice. Where they go from here, that remains to be seen, but I did enjoy them winning the tag team championships, and like I said, I do think that was the right move. Cody Rhodes was on the show tonight. He said basically nothing. WWE advertised Cody Rhodes on Miz TV, of all fucking TV shows. Pro wrestling themed.
I know, right? It's just so fucking lame. Just being lazy because John Cena's not there. He will be there on Monday Night Raw. I can't wait, but Jesus Christ, man. Cody Rhodes cannot carry this feud by himself. You need John Cena. You need John Cena on the show weekly. And I hope he's around after WrestleMania too. I can't wait.
TV shows that I don't know why still exist.
I know, right?
You would think that with the Paul Levesque era, that the TV shows like Miz TV and KO TV or the Kevin Owens show or whatever the fucking case may be, have all died a miserable death when Vince McMahon went goodbye.
Exactly. We don't need mid-TV. It is useless. It's pointless. We haven't even seen mid-TV in a while. Can't you have the mid do something else?
So I was kind of disappointed that we were getting Miz TV with Cody Rhodes, but it was a troll job. It's Cody Rhodes basically laid waste to the Miz by giving him a crossroads, and there was no Miz TV. And they basically used Miz TV as bullshit to not only have Cody Rhodes sell for the audience tonight, but also continue a brawl that, believe it or not, I enjoyed, with Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, that ended at the end of Charlotte's match tonight and bled into the beginning portion of Miz TV. So we'll talk about that, but basically he said nothing. There isn't much for Cody to say. There's nothing more for Cody to say. I mean, he's already come out 2 straight weeks and said the same thing basically for the last 2 appearances he's made.
Yeah, just lazy. It's gonna hurt the build, by the way. Hopefully John Cena's on TV. He had to be on 3. I think his avatar for 3 was. Hopefully. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, it kind of hurting Cody Rhodes. It might hurt momentum, and it gonna hurt the build. I just can't wait for John Cena, man. I want to see what he says. Maybe he had a new theme song, a new attire. What's he gonna say to Cody Rhodes? Is he gonna bury Cody Rhodes? I mean, last time we saw John Cena on Raw, and a promo was against Austin Theory 2 years ago, going in WrestleMania 39, and John Cena buried Austin Theory as a babyface. I mean, he pretty much destroyed Austin Theory on the microphone. I wonder what they're gonna say to Cody Rhodes as a heel. Is it gonna bury Cody Rhodes? I mean, I wonder if a promo it can be just like The Rock last year, just burying Cody Rhodes on the microphone. We could get a brawl with Cody and Cena.
There's nothing more he needs to say. We need to hear from John Cena, and WWE is very lucky that they got through these 2 weeks with Cody Rhodes doing the best that he possibly could to sell in the absence of John Cena. We are really at the wall where there is nothing more to say unless Cena opens his mouth. So WWE is very lucky that they're getting him back right at the 1-yard line. Otherwise, another week of this would have been fucking, what are we doing, bro? What are we doing? So Cena's going to show up on Monday. I'm expecting it's going to be a major, major situation. And I can't wait to see the presentation of John Cena, the music, the vibe, the appearance, the attitude, the promo. It's going to be one for the ages. John Cena's first heel promo since the days of the Doctor of Thugonomics. He's not going to come out rapping. He's not going to come out fucking spitting bars. John Cena's going to come out and give us the heel turn that we all have waited for 20 plus years. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But Cody, there's nothing more he can say. And basically, WWE admitted that so much tonight that they bypassed an entire Miz TV segment for interview time with Cody Rhodes. Jacob Fatu is in the mix for the United States Championship. Jade Cargill had her first words since the Naomi attack, and Naomi being revealed that she was the one who attacked Jade Cargill. Not much was even said there. I don't really even side with Jade. I don't know what it is, man. The way she comes off, I don't look at her as a baby face I want to cheer. I don't. They've done nothing to really remedy that, and that is the same feeling that we got even when she was in AEW. There's no reason to cheer Jade Cargill. None. I am 100%, even in kayfabe, siding with Naomi. There's no reason to sympathize with Jade Cargill. She didn't even come off like a babyface. She didn't. She still came off like somebody you just don't want to cheer. So we'll talk about that and what she said or what she didn't say. I actually got more enjoyment out of Liv Morgan in that segment for the way she conducted herself against Jade Cargill. I thought Liv Morgan stood out more so than Jade Cargill in that segment, and that was the Jade Cargill interview. So we'll talk about that. And we got Rey Fenix and Aleister Black promo coming soon vignettes. They are on their way to WWE. Now, they showed both on Friday Night Smackdown tonight. Does that mean that both are going to land on Friday Night Smackdown? Or are WWE going to spread the wealth across both Raw and SmackDown? So we'll talk about that as well. And we will get on with this review tonight. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings. This is your SmackDown post show right here on Off the Scripts. Great month of March. We are fucking killing it. We're not even halfway through the month yet. And you guys have blown me away with the overwhelming support, man. This road to WrestleMania is one for the ages. And I thank you guys very much for joining me live here on YouTube and .k. That way. Dan hands with fucking curse, honestly. In Arizona. I said, yeah. And then he gets into the let me talk to you. Not Big Jim. Who's a fan of Big Jim here, man? Anybody a fan of Big Jim? Big Jim feels lost. Big Jim's got no road to WrestleMania. He walked out with a microphone. He looked angry. Uso stepped into the ring and said he wasn't out there to congratulate LA Knight. He's out there to tell LA Knight that he's desperate.
And by the way, WWE clear and anything.
Uso said his road to WrestleMania is getting thin. And that the only way he might get there is if he challenges LA Knight to the United States Championship in Barcelona. We could be looking at an LA Knight Jimmy Uso match at WrestleMania. I think that would be fucking awful. But it could very well be on the table. Or we could get a multi-man match for the United States Championship. It feels like WWE is going to go the multi-man route this year. I don't know if that is due to sheer laziness or the fact that they were not capable of telling captivating enough stories with individual wrestlers to give us one-on-one matches, especially for something like the United States Championship. I'm not really big into WrestleMania that has multiple multi-man, multi-person matches. I'd much rather see a one-on-one match. That's just me. Someone out there may feel different. Someone may feel otherwise. Someone might not give a shit. I don't like the WrestleMania way of getting everybody on the card because it's WrestleMania. You should earn a spot on WrestleMania, and that spot should be reserved for those that truly deserve it. End of story. If we made it accessible for everybody, it lessens how important WrestleMania is. It's the way that I think of it. I said the same thing about NXT TakeOver back in the day when they did only 5 matches, and those shows were basically 2-hour and 15-minute shows every fucking quarter. Not everybody could be on those shows. You could have easily booked all those NXT Black and Gold takeovers, 6, 7, 8 matches if you wanted to. Triple H strategically gave you 5. There's a reason why he did that. There's a reason why he's adopted that to the main roster. Now, some of these shows are going 4 matches. I do think that he could extend that a little bit, maybe 5, maybe 6 matches. He usually sits around 4 or 5 matches, depending on the length of the show or whatever's happening. But yes, I would prefer a one-on-one match like LA Knight versus Jacob Fatu or LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship. I don't know where we're going, but it seems like a multi-man affair. Solo's music hit. Solo's out there with Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga. Solo Sikoa walked to the ring and said, "There's anybody who deserves a United States Championship title match?" He's pointing at himself before he said, "Jacob Fatu." Jacob Fatu deserves it, but he pointed at himself before he said Jacob Fatu. I don't know if anybody's taking that to be tension in the group or something that Jacob Fatu's going to look at later on as a problem. I don't know. Jacob Fatu certainly deserves a United States Championship match for the way that he is being skyrocketed up the ranks. Solo recall how Knight stole a pin from Fatu to get a shot at the United States Championship. Sikoa said Jimmy was the biggest failure of the family. Uso said the biggest failure he ever had was trusting Solo as his brother. Fatu and Solo got on the apron, and ultimately Fatu, Sikoa, and Tonga put the boots to LA Knight and Jimmy Uso. Braun Strowman runs out for the save, and he clears the ring with Big Jim and LA Knight. Nick Aldis walks out and makes an impromptu 6-man tag team match to start the show. That's the way we start Friday Night SmackDown. Oh my goodness! We got a $100 super chat from
the great working class.
not gonna roll, fam. That's not gonna fly. I don't let you see that anymore after tonight.
I just want to say thank you
LA Knight
for being here.
Jimmy Uso, Big Jim, and Braun Strowman. Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and bullshit with you guys. This is a fundamental, regular, run-of-the-mill SmackDown 6-man tag team match that we've seen time and time and time again. There's nothing different about this outside the energy of the audience. If this was in America, this would have been like, oh my God, man, let me get up and go fucking clean my cat's litter box. Oh my God, let me go make my cup of my cup of coffee or my fucking cappuccino tonight, man. I don't care how much of it I miss. Doesn't really matter. The audience tonight made this match fun. They were legitimately into everything that happened tonight. So we'll pick it up after the commercial break. And we go right to Fatu. As soon as he got tagged in, crowd went crazy. Everybody loves Jacob Fatu. Fatu! Everybody loves Fatu, bro. Tonga tagged in. And you know Tama Tonga, man. You know Tama Tonga. They even did that. The crowd started doing that along with it. International crowds are fucking crazy, bro. I tell you that, man. Anything that is seen on television, man, they will cosplay back to the in-ring performance. Correct. Tama Tonga got in there after Fatu tagged in. Kept up the offense on Jimmy. Solo tagged back in, so the bloodline is making quick tags and working over Big Jim. Fatu tagged back in. Jimmy landed a step off Inzaguri. LA Knight gets the hot tag from Big Jim. It's Fatu with a jumping neck breaker. Followed out with a DDT. Only gets a 1 count because Fatu is inhuman. Fatu fired up, yelled at the crowd. He went for a big splash in the corner. Knight moved. He hits the top of the steel post. And then LA Knight sees Fatu down. He does his leaping elbow from the second turnbuckle to the third turnbuckle. He nails it. He steps up to the BFT. Fatu worked out of it. And Knight hits a jumping back elbow. Or he hit Knight, rather, with a jumping back elbow. The Strowman Express. LA Knight dropkick Sikoa, and Jimmy lands the splash onto Fatu. 3 moonsaults in total on Braun Strowman. He's walking away because he left Fatu laying in the ring with 3 mighty moonsaults. He then sees Strowman getting up, and he runs from the aisleway around the ring and crashed Strowman through the barricade into the timekeeper's area. Strowman was destroyed by Jacob Fatu to the delights of everybody in attendance. Good stuff. Fundamental, straightforward, run-of-the-mill, 6-man tag team match, but the crowd made it seem more fun than it really was. Don't know where we're going. It seemingly looks like they're going to end Fatu and Strowman, as that match was announced next week for Friday Night SmackDown. That should be fun. I don't know where they're going with Jacob Fatu. There is 5 weeks still left to go, so that is plenty of time to sell Fatu and Solo. If that is the plan, maybe we get a multi-man match with Fatu and Solo with LA Knight and Big Jim. Multi-man match for the United States Championship. That could be a possibility. And maybe we pick up Fatu and Solo after WrestleMania, being that WWE has already announced Backlash. I think it's May 10th? St. Louis. That could be a perfect place for Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. Backlash. Seems like it's a proper show, quite fitting for what may happen there. Again, multi-man match, it looks like, for the United States Championship, as LA Knight doesn't have one clear direction, one clear opponent for WrestleMania. So we'll see how that plays out, but I'm assuming Solo and Jacob Fatu will be involved with the United States Championship in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's what we're setting up here. Now, LA Knight, I'm pretty sure he's a transitional champion. I assume he is, because he's not going to have it for long. He just wanted, well, Nakamura as a heel didn't do shit. So, I think Jacob Fatu will do something. Now, they want to give, like, both Usos moment, like, if Jay beats Gunther at WrestleMania and Jimmy wins the US title, we could get both Usos celebrating with single champions. We could get that. I have a feeling that I think we will get that. That could be a moment right there. I think that's the reason why. And then we could get Jacob Fatu and Solo feuding. And then when Jacob beats Solo, then we could get Jacob Fatu beating Jimmy for the US title. That's what I think they're gonna go. I think that did the wrestling. I think it just makes sense.
Kathy Kelly. She sat down with Jade Cargill in an empty arena. She basically was trying to recreate what AEW looks like on a Wednesday night. Jade Cargill in an empty arena earlier in the day. Cargill says she's feeling good and ready to go. Cargill called Naomi pathetic because Cargill didn't need a handout. Kathy Kelly then asked Cargill how she knew Naomi was the attacker. Cargill got emotional and said all she could recall was being hit in the back of the head, knocked out, and then thrown onto the car. Cargill said, as everything got dark, she watched Naomi run away. Well, I don't know how you can miss Naomi. Do you guys remember what Naomi was wearing on the night of the attack? She looked like a fucking school bus. She was wearing bright yellow. So if you didn't see Naomi running away, I mean, you're blind as a fucking bat. So I don't think Naomi did herself any favors by wearing bright yellow as she attacked Jade Cargill. Basically gave herself away. So she goes on to say Naomi attacked Cargill's loyalty, integrity, and heart. Cargill was mad that Belair tagged with Naomi like nothing ever happened. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez walked by and started yelling at Jade Cargill, reiterating that they didn't attack Jade, but they were blamed for the attack for weeks, and she didn't say anything. Where were you? We had to deal with your shit. Meanwhile, the video showed that we were innocent. Meanwhile, everybody thought we were the ones, we didn't do it, and you didn't say or do anything to deter all of this negativity away from us that was coming at us. I agree. Liv Morgan is correct. If she knew Naomi did it, why didn't she say it? It's kind of a loophole, isn't it? If she knew Naomi had done it, and she said tonight, I got it in the back of the head. I got thrown onto the car. I saw Naomi walking away. If you knew it was Naomi, why didn't you say anything? Oh, but she was laid up in a medical facility, bro. What, she doesn't have a fucking a voice? She doesn't have vocal cords? She should have a cell phone. Hey, listen, Nick Aldis, brother, listen. It was Naomi. I seen it with my own eyes. We needed video footage and weeks of fucking nothing. I get it, man. It's selling a storyline. It's selling a big angle that played out of
We're selling a
I get it, but
storyline.
that's a major loophole.
Jay Carter
It's
to
a
be a
major
big
loophole.
storyline. I work in.
So Morgan is correct. Morgan taunted Jake Cargill. So Cargill wanted a piece of Liv Morgan next week in a match. Morgan accepted. She laughed at Cargill, walked away, calling Cargill a loser idiot, and said, "Hopefully you don't get slammed onto another car between now and then." And she laughed. I thought Liv Morgan. I don't know. I laughed out loud with Liv Morgan here. I thought Liv Morgan was a fucking comedian here. I thought Liv Morgan came off better in this promo than Jake Cargill did. Does anybody feel sympathetic towards Jake Cargill? What an unlikable character. What an unlikable fucking character on television. I don't feel an ounce of sympathy for Jake Cargill. Clearly, Jade is the one attacked, and everyone's going to sympathize with Naomi just based on their status in the company. That's it. Naomi has this thing about her that she's always going to have the fan support no matter what she does. If they try to turn her heel, she's always going to have that fan support. And she's always going to have that thing about her where she deserves what's coming to her. Success. And hopefully this leads to a successful run for Naomi. We want to see that more than Jade Cargill getting her revenge on Naomi. Now, again, I want to reiterate that Naomi right now is the one that is named as the attacker. WWE could be playing us this entire time, as this may be in the now, but who knows if this will come back around and Bianca will be a part of it. I don't know what had been said last week, if that has any bearing on what happened here, but Naomi says to Bianca, "I did it for you." What does that mean? Did Naomi do it for Bianca because Naomi was being a good friend and Bianca didn't know? She thought she was doing the right thing? Or did Bianca kind of make a statement or say something that Naomi took out of context and did it for her, thinking that Bianca asked her to do it? I don't know. We'll see. I guess this was fine. Big loophole there, and Jade is just unlikable. As a character, Jade is unlikable. I don't sympathize with Jade whatsoever on television. B-Fab! She went on one with Charlotte Flair. Gee, man, I wonder who won this match. B-Fab gets 9 minutes of Charlotte Flair. So, bell rings. 45 seconds in. They're looking at the crowd and whatever reaction Barcelona is giving them. This is the loudest ovation that B-Fab has ever been a part of. I'll tell you that right now. Charlotte back, B-Fab into the corner, backed away before running the ropes. They locked up against Charlotte, took B-Fab down, shoulder block. Charlotte chopped B-Fab repeatedly. Woo! Great. Chopping B-Fab repeatedly. Charlotte went for one more B-Fab move and clotheslined Charlotte down to the mat. To the body slam Charlotte, goes for a cover, gets a 1 count, and then Charlotte rolls to the outside. We go into a commercial break. Show comes back. Charlotte Flair did the Stephanie Vacquer double leg fit. Came back with a big boot. B-Fab came back with a pump kick and goes for a quick cover 2 count. Charlotte came.
I think I'll end the video pretty soon. I think I made this long enough. Note the highlights. God damn it, keep on doing that. Well, like I said, I'm gonna end the video. I think I made it long enough. It was a pretty good show. Actually, wait, I forgot. I probably should have talked about AEW first. AEW Revolution, New Japan World Cup. AEW, the worst AEW Dynamite ever.
Been 4 weeks free with
Little cat, get up there, boy, that's enough. Sat here asking
Yeah, I think I'll just end the video right here. Lex Luger gets his Hall of Fame call to comeback kid. He's gonna be in the Hall of Fame too.
We got some WWE Hall of Fame updates this week.
We know that Triple H will be in the Hall of Fame, as well as Michelle McCool. The Hall of Fame should be very good. We got Lex Luger, we got Triple H, Michelle McCool. A lot of people are in the Hall of Fame. Those are the three big ones. I wonder if we'll see Batista in the Hall of Fame. Hopefully.
Oh, they superplex from the second rope. Orton set up for the RKO. Nope.
Actually, no. I think, well, this is the news and rumors. Tony Khan needs John Moxley intervention if you want to save AEW. Now, these are the news and rumors of AEW main event scene that was terrible. We know that the Roman Reigns returned to television and attacked Seth and Punk. Could be a possible triple threat match. We will see if the favor comes into play. Cody was supposed to go heel, not John Cena. Jay gets an alternating with Shayna Baszler. And we rumors circling that Jay was never really injured. It was just awful storyline. Alright, well, might as well just end the video. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all support. Until next time.
Looking back and hearing the voices in his head and going to that dark place.